most of the people that are going to be buying this gi are Aikido practitioners or traditional Japanese Jiu Jitsu. In this video I'm going to be talking all about the lightweight judo gi we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. I'm going to be talking about some of its features, tell you who would use a gi like this, and at the end I'm going to put together a short montage of people training in Aikido, Judo and Jiu Jitsu. Hi, my name's Doug Swift. I've been doing martial arts for the past 33 years and I've been the owner of Enso Martial Arts for the past 16 years. If you're liking this video, click the little icon in the bottom right hand corner, subscribe to this channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. So let's get into this video and learn all about the lightweight judo gi. For this video I thought I'd borrow my buddy Eric's good help so he could show you what the judo gi looks like when it's fitted. Just gives you an idea of what it looks like. He's not going to say much else about the gi, so he's going to leave all the talking to me. So this is the lightweight judo gi, and to be honest, we very rarely sell these gis to judo practitioners. Now most of the people that are going to be buying this gi are Aikido practitioners or traditional Japanese Jiu Jitsu. Not to be confused with like the new, much more popular Brazilian Jiu Jitsu. They're not going to be wearing these gis. It's going to be the traditional Japanese Jiu Jitsu styles. So why is it called a judo gi? Why is it not called an Aikido gi or a Jiu Jitsu gi? Well, to be honest, it's the way that it's made. It's the style of the gi. The first martial arts that came over into the UK or came over into sort of the Western world were karate and judo, really. They were the two main styles. So a lot of other styles that came about after that picked up karate gis or judo gis as the gis that they wore. So the styles that weren't so heavy-handed on the gis would pick up the karate gis, and the ones that were a bit more like needed a more durable gi would pick up judo gis. So styles like Aikido and Japanese Jiu Jitsu need a tough gi, so they just picked up the judo gis because I guess at some point they might have worn the karate gis and just torn them apart. So a judo gi is much more suited to them. So what makes it a judo gi? What features do you have over other martial arts clothing? So you have these very thick lapels, so really thick lapels, much thicker than you'd get on a karate gi, and they're also reinforced. So there's, I don't know if you can see on the camera, but there's stitching around here, different like lines of stitching. So you get extra material sewn into the lapel area, into the chest area. So when people are grabbing, you've got a really strong amount of material that can take, sorry Eric, sorry about that, take a lot of throws, take a lot of grabbing and pulling, so that's what it's designed for. Now judo gis, they don't necessarily need strength in that many other places. You do get like this thick kind of bobble weave, which is much thicker than a karate gi, and you need maybe a bit of strength on the shoulders and you get reinforcements here, but you don't need strength much else because most of the throws tend to be from the chest, from the lapels. Now you get this cross hatch weave on the bottom, so along the bottom half of the gi you get a much kind of thinner, less reinforced material, still thicker than a karate gi, but it's like a cross weave rather than the bobble weave. That's what I call it. I don't know if that's the official name for it. So you get a very thick lapel, top half bobble weave, bottom half cross weave. The other feature that you tend to get on judo gis is these reinforced knees. Now you might not be, I'll get you a pair. So these are the trousers. So you get a reinforced patch on the knees, and it tends to just be the knee area, and you get a double amount of material that's sewn in onto the trousers, which really helps for a lot of knee work. If you're going down, thrown from the knees, you really need that extra reinforcement. Judo practitioners will rip out the knees of their gi a lot, so having that reinforcement just helps prolong the life of the gi. So other features of this gi are the waist. Now they do vary from the gis that we have. So sometimes, and this just depends on the stock that's coming in, and we can't necessarily dictate exactly what we want. Sometimes the waist is elasticated with drawstring, sometimes it will be the traditional pull, like drawstring pulls. Now if you want a specific one from the gi, give us a call in advance, because if you are buying online, we're just going to send out the gis that we've got. So if you've got a specific request, give us an email in advance and we can do our best to get you the gi that you want. Otherwise you might get like one or the other. It's a bit random in terms of the supply that we get in the shop here. In terms of the top, they're pretty much standard. They're always going to be like this, exactly the same, that lightweight judo gi top. You also get a white belt with it. Most of the people that are picking up these gis are going to be beginners. Now if you're going through the grades and buying new belts, you're always going to get a white belt, so it's pretty standard to build up a stock of white belts over the years. So I said earlier that judo practitioners don't usually use them, and I will do at some point other videos on the judo gis that they do use, which we also have here at Enso Martial Arts, but these gis are a bit too lightweight for judo practitioners. So judo practitioners hammer their gis, so these ones are a little bit lightweight for judo styles. They won't quite take the punishment that judo guys are putting them through. However, jiu-jitsu practitioners, traditional jiu-jitsu, Japanese jiu-jitsu, don't tend to be as brutal on their gis as the judo guys. They're doing a much more varied kind of syllabus than judo practitioners, which tend to concentrate mainly on throws and jacket throws. Whereas jiu-jitsu will incorporate a lot more arm locks, head locks, leg locks. They do a lot more break falling, like hip throws, so you're not necessarily pulling the gi around so much. So traditional jiu-jitsu, this is the perfect gi. It's lighter weight, so you're not getting as hot and sweaty, but it's still reinforced in the right areas, so you're not going to rip it apart. That goes exactly the same for Aikido. So Aikido are nowhere near as heavy-handed on their gis. However, and even though you do get some Aikido practitioners buying the heavyweight karate gis, they do need a durable gi. You're still rolling around, you're still doing throws, you're still pulling on the gi now and again. So you do need a reinforced gi like this. So yes, it should be called an Aikido gi or a Japanese Jiu-Jitsu gi, but because it is made in the judo gi style, and that's the gi that those styles have picked up, it's slightly confusingly, it's called a judo gi, even though it's not actually used that much by judo practitioners. In the past, all of the judo gis would have been 100% cotton. That was definitely the material of choice, probably the cheapest material and the most available material. However, that's just not the case now. You're not really going to find a gi for under 50 quid, I don't think anymore, that is 100% cotton. Cotton's just got that little bit too expensive. So we do have 100% cotton gis, so all of our fighting film gis are 100% cotton. However, the cheaper range, the Aikido Jiu-Jitsu gis, the ninjutsu gis, they're all going to have some kind of polyester in them. Now, again, this does vary. So sometimes they will come through 100% cotton on a random batch, maybe if there's been a good harvest or like a cheap buy of cotton, and the factories will push the cotton through. However, you do get a polyester mix. So it's usually a 65 polyester, 35% cotton mix, and actually you probably won't notice the difference. It will still has that very natural feel, still feels like cotton, moves the same, grips the same, breathes the same. You won't really notice. They've got the mix really good, but on occasion you will get 100% polyester. Again, it will feel exactly the same, you won't notice it. One thing you will notice is that they don't shrink anywhere near as much as the 100% cotton. So there's none of these games where you have to mess about with shrinkage, buy it a bit bigger, boil wash it to get it the right size. The polyester stays pretty much the size that you buy it at. So if you are planning to have a gi that's going to be shrinking, check the label first, check that it's not got polyester in it. Like I say, these cheaper gis will have polyester in them, almost certainly. So just be mindful of that when buying the gi. That moves me on to sizing, just to give you a few ideas of sizing. All the gis on the website have a different size allocated to them, and as an example, say there'll be a 4-170. So ignore the 4, that doesn't necessarily mean anything really, but the 170 is based on your height in centimeters, so 170 centimeters high. If you're around that height, that is the gi you need, assuming that you're a slim build, you know, you're not wide or not super skinny. If you're really thin, it does also affect the size that you need. Average, medium to slim build, 4-170, and you're 170 centimeters tall, you want to get yourself a 4-170. Now obviously this does vary if you're slightly wider. If you're wider, you want to go a size up. If you're really wide, you probably want to go 2 sizes up, and you will have to do some adjustments with the arms and with the legs. If you're super skinny, and I mean really thin, you might want to go a size down. So if you're 170 centimeters but really skinny, you might want a 160. Now this is the benefit of us having the shop here, is that you can come in, you can try stuff on. However, if you're not able to do that and you're still unsure, give us a call on the phone and we'll do our absolute best to get you the right size. So I mentioned before, we've got different types of judo gis here. So not only do we have the lightweight judo gi for Aikido and Japanese Jiu Jitsu, we also have the black judo gi, really popular with the ninjutsu guys. We have the Fighting Films red label, good introductory gi for all judo practitioners. We have the immense Fighting Films black label gi, like the only ever club gi you'll ever need. This will last forever. And we do the Fighting Films IJF approved gi. This is the gi that you will see being used in the Olympics. Now if you are a BJJ practitioner and confused about the jiu-jitsus, judos, what's going on, we also do have a whole range of BJJ gis. So as promised at the beginning of the video, here is a short montage of people training in the lightweight judo gi in styles like Aikido and Japanese Jiu Jitsu. Thanks very much for watching. I hope it was useful. I hope you learnt loads about the lightweight judo gi we have for sale at Enso Martial Arts. Remember, if you like the video, click the little icon, subscribe to the channel and get all the latest videos and updates from Enso Martial Arts. Thanks very much and I'll see you soon. Cheers!